Hi. I just want to share something with you today. I learned something yesterday. I went to Hannath Farms, where I've made a video or two recently, and I learned something. I got this cantaloupe out at Hannath Farms, and I could tell when I picked it up when it's just a little bit soft. You know, it's not rock hard. That's going to be a good cantaloupe. But I was talking to Alan Hannath, and I told him, you know, I just hate, you should go to the grocery store and you get a cantaloupe and you get home, you cut it open, and it's just crunchy. It's not ripe, and it's not sweet, doesn't taste good. And he said, oh, here's how you tell. You, where the stem came off, where it was picked right there, you smell that. And if it smells like cantaloupe, it's probably good. If you don't smell nothing, don't buy it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good to know. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and show it to you. Of course, I'll have to gut those seeds out of there and everything. In all of 2024, I really wouldn't have eaten this, but now I'm in weight and maintenance mode, so I still avoid processed sugar. But like this, once I get this gutted and peeled, I could have a couple of slices of this, or 3, with a little salt on it. Yummy. So I'm going to set this aside. That's what I wanted to share there mostly, is about the cantaloupe. Might as well show you what else I got. I got a bag of cucumbers, and I got to tell you, I can't find cucumbers that taste like this in the grocery store. I highly recommend, if you have a farmer's market, somewhere where stuff is grown locally, make a point to go there and get vegetables. It's so much better. If you already do that, you know I'm right. And it's because that stuff that's picked down in Mexico or South America, they have to pick it a week or more before a person would normally pick those fruits and vegetables. And they just don't get a chance to ripen as much. I also like a little bit of salt on cucumber. It is so good. There's no bitterness at all. I got this out of my garden. Sarah's garden, we'll call it. Excuse me. We certainly never expected to get this huge, bountiful harvest because we planted about 6 weeks too late. So anything just makes me smile. So it's good. I've probably gotten, I would say, 40 or 50 different tomatoes so far of different sizes. That's what we got the most of. And these peppers from the plant I got from my neighbor, whatever they are, they're good. Probably got about 15 or 20 of those so far. So yeah, here's what else I got from Hannath Farms yesterday. I asked him, is that a black diamond? He said no. And he told me what variety it is, and I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Let's have a look at it. See what we think. Same thing with this. I'll eat a little bit of watermelon. Not a ton. Everything in moderation, right? Portion control. All about being reasonable and not stuffing myself. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. That's going to taste good. You can tell it ripened on the vine a lot more than the ones imported from 500 miles away. That's just good. I just wanted to show you that. I don't want this video to get long. Fresh vegetables and fruits, can't beat them. Good healthy stuff, right? Here we go. Just to confirm, the cantaloupe and the watermelon, completely ripe, absolutely delicious. Just the way it should be. Also, I want to say, if you're worried about me eating too much of this, even though it's natural sugar, keep in mind I have 2 grown children in my house, and they will definitely help out with things like this. Not a worry. A couple of times this year, I have bought seedless watermelons, and they're good, and it's nice not to have to mess with those seeds. But the watermelon with the seeds, it just tastes better. It just does. You lose a little something when you go seedless, in my opinion. And My favorite way to eat a watermelon like this, after you cut the heart out of it where there aren't any seeds, is to take this out on the picnic table. I mean, it's what we did when I was a kid. You take it out on the picnic table, and you don't have to worry about the juice running out on the table or the counter or the floor or whatever, like in your house. And you can just spit the seeds out. And when you're done, you can get the water hose and just wash the picnic table off, and you're done. That's the way to go, I think. While we're at it right quick, I want to show you something else that I picked up from Alan Hannath. I mean, the guy's been farming for decades. He knows what he's talking about. First of all, my cantaloupe and watermelon. My friend Valerie Reese assured me that these big broad leaves are cantaloupe, and the ones with those funny looking leaves right there are watermelons. I don't see any fruit yet, but I see a lot of blooms. We'll see what happens. Check it out. Got an okra almost ready to pick. And a red, you got to pick them regularly, like every day or two once it starts making a lot of them, so that it will keep making them. But there's a lot of little ones on there. See how that turns out. Here's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. The corn. So I was asking Alan if it's all right. I told him about my corn. It seemed to grow really good it's like 14, 15 foot tall, but it's starting to turn brown and all. And he said, oh my, it's really late for corn. And I think that's the issue. It was like those beautiful rows of corn he had out on the farm, those are all gone. And he said, now we're in Central Texas, keep in mind. I watched a lady, August Soul Lane, and her dad, they're like in Canada, somewhere up north. And their corn's got time. They're on time. I'm late. And these ears that are on here, let me find one. I'll tell you what I'm feeling. So I thought, in my opinion, when this silk starts turning brown, that's when it's done. When I feel this ear of corn, there's kernels in places, and in others, there's big areas, there's no kernels. So it's not going to do good, I don't think. However, what this tells me is our soil is good for corn, and when it's planted on time, it's going to work out fine when it's planted at the right time. And he told me he plants corn, and he's only like 4 or 5 miles down the road from me. In mid-August, sometime in August, he'll plant corn for the fall. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to rip this up or pull it out or anything. There'll come a time that I will. Within a month I will, so that I can plant some more corn. But yeah, that's it. Little garden update, and something else I picked up from Alan. I think it's just too hot and too late, and it's not going to be able to bear fruit, and I also, of course I learned, I've talked about this, I need to sow the corn into the soil and not make starter plants or whatever in pods. Yep. And tomatoes are starting to slow down, but I picked 3 off of this one in the last 2 days. There's 1 left on it. All right, there we go. I don't want to take too long. These are the tomatoes that I have out front, and I pruned these back yesterday. Got 1 little tomato on that one. There's about 10 tomatoes on this one, little ones this size right here. Got it all pruned back. It is so hot here. Every day in each of these pots, I have to add a gallon or more of water. And the next day, they'll just be bone dry. Let's see, there's 1 tomato on this one. It finally made a tomato. Forget what that's called, something basket. I got this from the sock monkey, and I'm hoping that this one will make to a full tomato and I can pick it and the birds don't get it or anything. But that's the single only 1 tomato that plant has made this year. But again, everything I did late. I know the pots aren't the best for tomatoes. That's it. Hey, do me a favor, treat other people the way you want to be treated, and I will see you next time. This is Todd, and I'm out.